Hi, my name is Edgar Colin Williams. I am the level designer, a shared workload for my group, and this will be my last diary that I've done for the past 2 weeks. To start off, this is the escape room that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. As the name it tells, this is where the character can be able to get on an escape pod to leave the ship. I still had to try and find ways to find an escape pod, but I'm using these models here as escape ships as the designated name for escape pod. I wanted to make this room quite spacious to realistically fit ships of this scale and magnitude in, so it needed to be quite spacious as well. The design mainly had source of inspiration the same as Mass Effect's own escape hull. Other than that, there wasn't really much inspiration. Mainly, this design was from my own mind and imagination. Here, this metallic plating here is the sort of railway for the ships is to guide the ships out for escape. As soon as the player interacts with the ship, they'll be teleported to the start here and then be able to fly out. This acts as a sort of shielding from the void of space, and also a means to safe escape from the ship using the escape ships here. Here, as you can see, this was the initial design for my escape room before anything else. In the beginning, this is what I had to work with. It came straight from the threshold of my mind that I had a railway in the middle, probably some grass and thing. These were my first initial thoughts. I thought probably having some sort of air carrier thing here would probably be a source of inspiration and have the planes there, but I did some tweaking to it as you saw from the video. Here is a outside look of the room. As you can see, like, as I mentioned before, it's quite spacious. Still trying to heavily incorporate Christopher Totem's idea that the use of space is very important. Again, this is another in-depth look from a screenshot taken from the rooms as I was working on it. Next room would be the cafeteria. Again, as the name implies, this is the dining section for the ship. With the design, it was quite basic, but I did want the base of the design to be a little different as well. Similar to the armory, it has a unique shape pattern, almost like a pentagon. In the middle of the cafeteria is basically surrounded by circular chairs and tables, and also having 3 pillars, as you can see on the left here, that supports the room. I wanted the room to be, again, spacious, but also these pillars act as a way of helping to maneuver around as well, while dodging AI and also being able to hide. As you can see here, this view on the right, that the player is surrounded by dishes and food and plates. That's the food till for the cafeteria. I really wanted to set the feel and the mood for being in the cafeteria as well. And I tried to add plant life and vegetation. Also, this is a means to help to crouch and hide under enemy AI so they won't be able to see you. And then obviously, like they say here, the pillars for maneuverability as well. It's heavily utilizing space and also objects around me as well. Coincidentally, the main source of my inspiration for the cafeteria room was a game I played recently called Control. I remember being this room. This is supposed to be the cafeteria room, and there's a design of its tables and its chairs. As you can see, it's a circular table and chairs around as well. Well, it's being destroyed by enemy and AI, but it's also surrounded by vegetation. So this was a source of inspiration for me as well, that I wanted to incorporate into the level design. And like you said, it has these sort of plant pots here that the player in this game is able to utilize to dodge enemy and AI. Like I said, I wanted to incorporate the use of stealth into the level design. So the player will be able to use all these skills and advantages for them to duck behind and crouch behind and really dodge the enemy, just to add that sense of thrill, that sense to the game as well. And that concludes my dev diaries and the iteration I've been doing for the past 6 weeks. Thank you very much.